Hi students, in my previous video you learned about constructor. In this video I am going to teach about user defined methods. In this lesson you are going to learn about method, standard library method, user defined method, how to call a Java method, example of Java method, method arguments and return values, example of method arguments and returning values, what are the advantages of using methods. Now let's see what is a method. A method is a collection of statements that perform some specific task. In Java programming, a method having a set of statements. We can write all the statements and functions inside the curly braces. So the statements and functions are called as block of code. So it's simple. A method is a collection of statements that perform some specific task. The another one is methods allow us to reuse the code without retyping the code. It means here I am creating one method. This method can access by program 1. The same method can access by program 2. Again this method can access by program 3. How it's possible? Due to function or method, this is possible. Reuse is an important concept in object-oriented programming language in Java. This practice is sometimes called write once, run anywhere. It's called WORA. It means write once, run anywhere. In simple way, we can say that a method is a block of code which perform a particular task. The block of code means this point is similar to the first point. This is called block of code. So this is about method. Now let's see the method declaration. To declare the method we need these keywords: access specifier, return type, method name, method body, method signature, parameter list. These complete keywords are used to declare the method. See here, these keywords, these complete keywords are known as function prototype. Function prototype is the first line of a function definition. It includes modifier, return type, method name, parameter list. As we know that function is a two types. The first one is predefined function. This predefined function is also known as primitive function. So this primitive function provided by the system. The second one is user defined function. This user defined function created by the user. Today we are going to learn about user defined function. Already you learned in our previous classes about predefined functions. For example, math.par, math.sqrt, etc. But today you are going to learn about user defined function. So predefined function provided by the system and user defined function created by the user. It includes modifier, return type, method name, parameter list. First we will see about modifier. Methods having these keywords at the time of method declaration. The another name of modifier is access specifier. Access specifier is necessary in the function declaration. Access specifier means it's defined the accessibility of method, that which one we can access and that which one we cannot access. Java supports 4 access specifiers. The first one is public. Public has scope that is visible everywhere. Second one is private. Private has scope only within the classes. And third one is protected. Protected has scope within the packages and all subclasses. And the fourth one is default. Default has scope only inside the same packages. If you not given anything, it will access default access specifier. Java also supports many non-access modifiers such as static, abstract, synchronized, native, volatile, transient, etc. Now let's see about return type. Here it is int type. If you don't have to return any value from the function, you can use void. Otherwise, it may be of any valid Java data type like int, float types. The next one is method name. It's also known as function name. It has to be valid Java identifier. This name should be meaningful. Here max is a method name. The next one is parameter list. The parameter list is a comma separated list of variable of a method referred to as the arguments or parameters. Now this one here, this is body of method. This is called block of code, body of the method, also known as block of code. So now I explain this concept with one example user defined method program. Here I am creating one new class. My class name is u_def. For space used underscore. In this program, suppose I have to find the sum of two numbers using user defined function or method. Sum of two numbers using user defined method. To begin this, I am declaring the class. My class name is udef, user defined short form. Now I am opening the class. Here I am declaring two variables. One is n1, another one is n2. These variables also known as instance variable. What is an instance variable? Instance variable we can create inside the class but not inside the function. This variable can accessible by all the methods in a particular class. But what are the variables you declared inside the method? That variables are called as local variable. That one we can access only in that particular method. And next one is public void accept. This is a member method. Accept is a user defined method. I am opening this method. Here I am going to accept the value of that variable. So value of the variable, the n, I am going to accept n1 value and n2 value. The statement is system.out.println enter two numbers. The value of n1 is integer, so I am going to use the nextInt function. AC is the scanner class name, sc.nextInt. I am going to store integer value in the variable n2 also, so I am calling the nextInt function. Now I am closing the accept user defined method. Now I want to display the result, so I am creating the another user defined method, that is display. Here I am going to get the result. system dot out dot println sum is equal to plus n1 plus n2. So I am going to calculate n1 plus n2 and I am going to store in the statement sum. Now I am going to open the main method, public static void main. This main method is a entry point of a compiler. You have to call the method inside the main method. It is known as calling or invoking method. To call or invoke the method, first we need to create the object. Object declaration already known. You have to write the class name, object name, new keyword, again class name. So now I created the object. We create object. We create object of a class. To call a method and a variable. So first I am going to call the accept method through to this object. So object dot accept. Same method I am going to call the display method also. Though this is known as invoking method. So this is known as accept, object dot accept, and object dot display is known as invoking method. Okay, now I am going to compile this program. My file is saved. Okay, I can see one error, the scanner class error. Here I am declaring scanner class, but I don't declare the, I didn't import the package. So I need to import util package, import java.util.asterisk. Now I am going to compile this program. See, I have no error, so no syntax errors. Now I am going to execute the main method. I am going to execute the main method. See here, enter two numbers. The first number is 20. It will store in n1 and 30 stored in n2. The result is 50. In this program, I want to show you a benefit of a return statement. So I am going to change void into int, and then I am going to use the return keyword n plus n1 plus n2. Then you have to do the changes in this place also. Here you have to declare the new variable to store the result. Int sum is equal to object dot display. Here you need to print the sum variable. So system dot out dot println. I am going to call this sum variable. So result will store in this variable. Now I am going to compile this program. I have no syntax errors. I am going to execute the main method. So it's asking the number, enter two numbers. the first number is 20, the next number is 40, the result is 60. So the statement which sends back the value from the method to the caller program is known as return statement. Basically, it is used at the end of the function, which can also be referred as function terminator. Now I will show you a function with the parameter. For this, we no need to accept the variables in accept user defined function. Directly we can accept the variables as a parameters. So I am declaring two parameters in display user defined method. Now I am going to give the value in the display method. The first value is 30. This 30 will assign in the variable n1 and 50 will assign in the variable n2. So I am going to compile this program. I have no syntax errors. I am going to execute main method. See, here I can see the output. The output is 80. Directly you can give the value in the display method. So in this program you learned about user defined methods and return statements and using parameters in functions. Now let's see the advantages of methods. The first advantage is methods separate the concept from the implementation. It means in Java language, Java supports the separation. An interface defines a set of method signatures, while a class defines the structure and behavior of its instances if it implements the methods defined by each interfaces. So this is meaning of separation and implementation. Now the methods make programs easier to understand. And third one is methods can be called several times in the same program, allowing the code to be reused. This one already you learned. And the next one is avoid repeating of code. It means if you create many small classes and functions, then you naturally decrease duplicate code. The smallest piece of code you can put in a function and use on multiple places. And next one is methods reducing code complexity and increasing its maintainability. Here, when programs become more and more complex, one of the most powerful technique to cope with complexity in computer programs is affectionately known as divide and conquer. Divide and conquer. It means divide and conquer, that is to take a complex task and divide it into smaller, more easily understood tasks. So these 5 points is very important. These all advantages of methods. Now let's see some recapitulations questions. The first question is, what is a method? A Java method is a collection of statements that are grouped together to perform an operation. Second one is, write two advantages of using functions in a program: reduces complexity and reusability. Explain the function of a return statement. The return statement is used to return a value from a method before existing from the function. If a function contains several return statements, how many of them will be executed? The first one only will be executed. Name the keyword that causes the control to transfer back to the method call, that is return statement. What is the role of the keyword void in declaring functions? The void keyword ensures that a method do not return any value. What are the different access specifiers available in Java? The default, public, private and protected. You have to copy down these question answers in your classwork. As well as you have to copy down the program which one I taught in this video, and then you have to submit your photocopy your classwork to this website, classroom.google.com. Go to classroom.google.com, click join class, enter the class code JSOQZU6 and click join. Here you can clarify your doubts and you can submit your photocopy of your classwork. You can see my resources as well as you can download the study material. Thank you, children.